Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, we give our praises to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashem Rakak. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the whole collective Israel. And as you can see, title of this article, Protests Around the World in Pictures. Alright, these are recent current events of the uprisings and the uproars of the people going out throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, and being the children of the light, children of the day, you understand that these are heavy signs that the Lord has told us that would happen before his return. All right, people see these things going on in the earth, just isolated things. All right, but if you have the spiritual eye to discern and see, and understand and receive that these things that are happening around the world are all biblical prophecy. All right, that's why scriptures say, "Be not dismayed at the signs in heaven." All right, this is a sign, okay, that the Lord Yahweh is getting ready to return. All right, because he said before he returns, there's already going to be fires kindled, uproars, okay, utter chaos, okay, and that's what's going on around the world, okay, and this is not a fly-by-night thing. This is permanent, okay, and it's only going to worsen as the time progresses, okay, because we're in time of great evil. All right, we're in a time of woes and sorrows, okay, plagues, okay, sore plagues. All right, why? Because Yahweh is getting ready to return, okay, and cast out judgment, okay, to take out the rulers of this world and plant in the world to come. All right, that the righteous. All right, plant the seed of the righteous, okay, being the elect of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the biblical Israelites, all right, the children of the Most High. All right, but not to ramble on too much, just get into this article. Again, protests around the world in pictures. Okay, this is posted 3 hours ago. All right, this is BBC News. Okay, today's date is, if I'm not mistaken, it's the 21st. All right, today is October 21st, 2019. All right, so here we'll start in Chile. All right, in cities around the world, people are taking to the streets. Here's a look at 7 places, that's spiritual completion. Here's a look at 7 places that are seeing varying levels of demonstrations, from peaceful marches to violent clashes. All right, and they're all going to start off, so to say, peaceful, okay, but they're all going to end up violent, okay. This is going to happen everywhere throughout the earth, okay, especially in major cities around the world. There's going to be uproars, all right, sedition, all right, meaning uprisings against authority, all right, and that's the people versus you can say the government, okay, an uprising of the people, okay, and against themselves, all right. All type of things are happening now. A lot of things are happening now throughout the four corners of the earth, okay, and again, it's all biblical prophecy. All right, and Chile, all right, that's the northern kingdom. All right, that's, if I'm not mistaken, that's Naphtali, okay. The tribe of Naphtali is down there, okay, and they're catching all type of hell down there. All right, here it is, Chile. Soldiers and tanks have been deployed on the streets of Chile for the first time since 1990, when the country returned to democracy. All right, and that's when Esau pretty much came over and planted his demonic philosophies, okay, continuing after years of military dictatorship. All right, and these things are happening around the earth because I'm not going to get too far. I'm going to go through them, but it's because the wicked is in rulership, okay, and more specifically, Esau Edom, being a so-called white man, is in rulership. All right, and he's the one that's caused all these things to happen, okay, oppression, okay. And it's only going to get worse, all right. And again, these things are going on around the world, and it's getting ready to hit the shores of America, all right, so-called America, being Babylon the Great. All right, so this is continuing. A state of emergency was declared in the capital, Santiago, on Saturday after protests sparked by a now suspended increase in metro train prices turned violent. The demonstrations have since widened out to include the cost of living and inequality. All right, and these things go on here in America. All right, So, and these are you can say pretty much simple simple human rights, right? Cost of living, inequality, all right, and that's inequality. Okay, the Lord, the Lord deals with that, but unless ultimately it's just wicked oppression, all right. Um, simple things like rising of cost of living is gonna upset people because then they cannot live, right? People are living paycheck to paycheck, all right, and a lot of people are always, a majority of people are behind schedule when it comes to bills. Okay, you have your due date, and you're never paying on time. All right, you're always paying weeks later. All right, and you're paying late fees and then things of that nature. Okay, simple stuff like a raise in train prices. People don't have extra money for that. All right, and if you watch the Joker movie, all right, it's a bugged out movie. All right, but really, what I took out of it is the uprising of the people. All right, Joker being the main face, and rousing up the people to come up against authority. Okay, a lot of the signs, and I'm not going to spoil the movie, but it's a bug out movie. All right, but a lot of the signs, the people are putting up was saying kill the rich. Okay, because constantly, the rich oppress the poor, and that's why they say the rich get richer and richer and the poor get poorer and poorer. All right, and there's a point to where people are going to start becoming violent. Okay, because they're oppressed. All right, and the only thing, and as far as instinct goes, is to fight. Okay, because these people's lives are on the line. All right, and nobody's hearing them. Right, you march peacefully, and nothing is done. So these people are going to turn to violence, and it's not just here; it's going to be everywhere. All right, I continue. At least 5 people died in protest over the weekend after looters torched a garment factory and supermarket with more disruption expected on Monday. All right, so these things are going to continue. Okay, President Sebastian Pinero, a billionaire conservative, you see that, has described demonstrators who have caused fires, set up barricades, and looting as criminals. All right, and this is the hypocrisy of the people in rulership. Okay, how is it that you're sitting on your seat? How is it that you're a billionaire? By exploitation. Okay, by rape, robbery, and murder. All right, but just because they wear suit and ties, that means they're civilized. No, these are the biggest criminals on the face of the planet Earth. Okay, speaking chiefly the so-called white man. All right, the greatest thief, the greatest criminal. All right, Crimson. The red man. He's the greatest criminal on the face of the earth. He don't steal petty things like, a bag of chips. He don't steal even a car. All right, this man steals whole countries, land masses. He steals people. All right. But no one is coming up to this man and calling him the criminal. All right, you just walk over this part of his history as nothing has happened. Okay, and Esau, the so-called white man, always loves playing the victim. These things going on around the world. It's like, oh, I'm appalled. How is this? How is this even a possibility? How is this happening? Or how dare people come up and do these things? Okay, the reason they do these things is because they're oppressed. It's cause and effect. It's push and shove. Okay. These things would not happen if the earth was ran righteously. Okay, the scriptures tell you about that. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. These people aren't rejoicing. Okay, and then again, this is that world tour. Okay, that the Lord is having before it hits the shores of so-called America. Okay, and these are heavy times to show you that we are on the end of this world. Okay, these are the signs of His coming. All right. Here's continue. I guess it's a quote from this dude. We're at war against a powerful and implacable enemy who doesn't respect anything or anyone, and who's willing to use limitless violence and criminal acts, he said. And again, the hypocrisy. Okay, and obviously this dude is a puppet. Okay, he's probably a terror. He's probably an Edomite. Okay, because remember, the Edomites, they spoke Spanish. All right, the so-called white man, he spoke Spanish. He spoke French, Portuguese, English. These are oppressor languages. So just because a man speaks Spanish and he has a so to say Hispanic name does not mean he's an Israelite. Okay, does not mean he's from the northern tribe. It just means he has a Spanish name. All right, because again, this is not our language. So this man is probably a terror. I don't know who he is. I've never seen how he looks, but for him to be in power, he's obviously a puppet. Okay, because Esau has his foot all over the four corners of the earth. Okay, whatever money is being made and things is going on, he has something to do with it. Okay, and Chile is no difference. Okay, so this dude Sebastian, okay, he has people telling him what to say. Okay, he has a script. These dudes are actors. Okay, and here it is. His quote says, "Who's willing to use limitless violence in criminal acts?" Okay, and it's so frustrating because it's like, how can a man, or how can people just not see what is going on here? All right, people easily point fingers at such petty, small, isolated things, and not get to see the big picture. And ultimately, it's because the Lord blinded them. All right, but people can't put the dots together and say that the so-called white man is doing all this stuff. Okay, he's oppressing the people, who's taking all their resources and sucking them dry until the people get to a point where they're going to fight for their lives. Okay, because the ways that they're living, all right, the quality of life has diminished since this man has stepped forth, with his democracy and things of that nature. Okay, Esau loves to play the boogeyman. All right, he loves pointing fingers. All right, that's what Scripture says, he's the accuser of thy brother. But no one's ever pointing fingers at this dude. Okay, and when they do, the Esau playing the victim. Okay, I never owned slaves, I this and that. He's a devil. Okay, I'm just gonna roll through all this. All right, this is Lebanon. From South America to the Middle East, where protests about corruption and austerity in Lebanon are moving into the 5th day. Okay, this is why these people are uprising, because of corruption. Okay, because of unjust and unruly rulers. Okay, people are sick and tired of being oppressed. Okay, and the only thing they know how to do is protest. Okay, and protesting is not going to be enough. Okay, and when Esau sees stuff like this, he takes the opportunity to come down with the sword. Okay, he loves when people do this because it makes it easy for him. Okay, because he can just mow you down. Okay, he's the one with the flag. He's the one with the so to say, the justification. Okay, he's the one that's justified. All right, so what he does is always the righteous decision. Okay, that's never the case. Okay, he's the one that runs all these media outlets. He's the one that rules the world. Okay, so he's gonna protect his image at all costs. All right, but it's not gonna happen because the Lord has it to where Esau's being made bare. Okay, people are waking up to this man and fully that he is the devil. The Bible speaks of, and he cannot be trusted, and he has to be taken out. Okay, and these are like to say the beginning of sorrows. Okay, because great evil, great violence, okay, is getting ready to happen. All right, and these little scuffles is nothing going to be comparison to when hit streets of so-called America. Okay, because these everyday average Americans, everybody's strapped over here. Okay, so continuing, hundreds of thousands of people have been on the streets angry about proposed new taxes. Okay, oppression, including one on voice calls via WhatsApp and other messaging services that was quickly scrapped after being announced last Thursday. Okay, so I guess they're getting taxed for a free app, right? Because WhatsApp is pretty much like a communication service. Okay, but continuing, power cuts and uncollected rubbish, and this is to show you. All right, one, it takes what's to say, that last straw that breaks the camel's back. Okay, that's gonna happen here in so-called America. All right, the last straw. All right, there's gonna be uproars everywhere. L.A., Miami, you name it. Dallas, New York. Okay, all the big cities and everywhere is gonna be uproars. Okay, and Esau, it's gonna get out of control for Esau, and he's gonna have to shut the whole country down via martial law. Okay, because Esau sees this shit happen, he's like, ain't no fucking way I'm gonna let these people get out of hand here in so-called America. He's gonna shut it down. He's gonna come down and he's gonna lock the cities up. Okay, and this is all, so to say, this is in his eyes. Everything's working according to his plan. Okay, everything's gonna get out of hand. Then everybody's a terrorist, and then now I have to call martial law. All right, this and that, and then this is gonna usher in so to say, a false flag, whatever the case it may be. All right, he's gonna blame. Of course, he's gonna blame the middle Lord. Okay, and he's gonna do something to where the dollar's gonna collapse. He's gonna point fingers at somebody and say, "Oh, now we have to. Now it has to be till we have a digital currency, and that's gonna be via that RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast." Okay, we're very, very close. at that day of the Lord returning. Okay, because what else is left to be fulfilled? Okay, there's not many things left that the Lord, as far as before his return comes. All right, there's not that many things left to be fulfilled. Okay, and they're literally playing out right now. It's not afar off. Everything is speaking. Okay, and it's just at that point of time. All right, where prophecy and time as on earth catches up. All right, we're just it's gonna happen. Okay, and that's what we're seeing is unfolding right before our eyes. Okay, these aren't like things that are happening. Okay, these things aren't gonna go away. They're just gonna get worse and worse and worse and worse. Okay, and that's good news to us, but it's bad news for the rest of this world. Okay, because they have no idea what's coming to them. Okay, but continuing power cuts and uncollected rubbish, trash, are also a source of anger for protests. Okay, so there's these little cute things throwing trash. This is not going to be enough. Okay, people are going to have grenade launchers. We're going to see a Black Hawk helicopters. Drones. Okay, ain't nobody going to be in the streets. Okay, because Esau is going to come down with the sword. All right, whether he does it directly, mostly how he does proxy wars. He funds these other governments and gives them weapons. Okay, and he gives orders and tells them how to treat the things like this. Okay, because they're having their councils. They go to Esau and say, what should we do about this and that? And Esau's going to say, lock the city down. We got military vehicles and all that kind of stuff. That's why now in the so-called America, they're militarizing the police. Okay, so there can be a faster response and that order out of chaos. Esau, he's a devil. Okay, and he's doing all this because he wants to fulfill his new world order. He wants to create all this chaos. So here he comes, the saint that he is. All right, he's going to say, we need this one world government, one world religion, one world this. Because this is what happens when people have their own ideologies and things of that nature. Okay, and it is art of confusion. All right, but with Esau, he uses these words, but he never stands by them. Okay, the new world to come, under YAHAWASHI, it is going to be a one world government. Okay, it is going to be a new world order, but it's not going to be according to Esau's plans. Okay, because Esau, he's been planning this for a long time. Okay, since he's been empowered, he wants to stay in power forever. Okay, and Esau, knowing his time is short, he looks at the kingdoms, how Rome fell before. Okay, he knows that kingdoms have their time to rise and their time to fall, but he's trying to stop prophecy. Okay, and that's why he's going to start getting sloppy. He's going to start getting impatient. Okay, and ultimately he's going to stop being politically correct. All right, and then come down on you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and all you other people, because he don't even care about his own people. Okay, when it's like you can't. That's why they say you can't stop a man that has nothing to lose. Esau has nothing to lose. Okay, because he's at the end of his rulership, so he's going to let loose everything he has in his arsenal, so that hey, if he don't get it, no one's gonna get it. Okay, if he had the choice, he would get a rocket ship and set off all the nukes he has in his arsenal and blow up the entire earth and move on to Mars. Okay, but that's not going to happen. Okay, here at Barcelona. All right, the weekend started peacefully in Barcelona with 500,000 people on 5 marches gathering together in the city center, but it later descended into violence with some protesters throwing objects at police, who responded with tear gas, rubber bullets, and water cannons. It follows prison sentences being handed to 9 separatist politicians in Spain who want Catalonia, the Spanish region where Barcelona is, to form an independent country. By Sunday, the seventh day of the protest, demonstrators sat in front of the Spanish National Police headquarters with their smartphone torches turned on. So I guess they're lights. Acting Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez warned that those who cause disturbances would face justice. Okay, so again, this is what you call sedition. This is grade A sedition. Okay, uprising against civil authorities. Okay, people are coming up against the powers. Okay, that you call a revolution. Okay, people are sick and tired of the rulership of the wicked. Okay, this was going on around the world. All right, Haiti. All right, Levi. We're Levi's. This is the tribe of Levi. Okay, it's not gained as much attention as demonstrators in other countries, of course, because they're niggers. All right, in other countries recently, but Haiti has been going through weeks of protests, not for the first time this year, over an economic crisis unfolding on the Caribbean island. Okay, corruption. Okay, these Haiti's been getting hit by storms, things of that nature, and not getting the proper help. Okay, because the people in power are sucking in all the resources and leaving everybody else to dry. Okay, so continue. Haitians are demonstrating the resignation of President. Demanding the resignation, meaning tell him to come out of power. President, I don't know how to say this dude's name. I ain't gonna try. Who they blame for fuel shortages and worsen inflation. Okay, their government, the dollar's crashing. Okay, and that's another beautiful thing too. Okay, and this is where Esau is gonna come in with his cryptocurrency. Okay, whether he calls it the Phoenix, Bitcoin, whatever the case may be. All right, there might be multiple. All right, but nonetheless, he's gonna start chipping people. All right, but continuing, when the cost of living rises, and again, these are things that's gonna happen in America. It's already happening now. But like they say, the straw that breaks the camel's back. That last ounce, that last grain that tips the scale over, and people lose it. Okay, and ultimately, Jake's gonna get roused up. All right, this is a small example of Jake getting roused up. All right, Judah, it's prophesied that Judah's gonna get roused up in so-called America. All right, and the rest of the tribes are gonna follow suit. All right, so Esau got a lot on his hands, a lot on his plate. That's why he's just gonna come down with his sword. Okay, so continuing, when the cost of living rises, leading to a decline in the value of money. A preeminent journalist who was covering the protest was found dead in his car. With gunshot wounds a few weeks ago. The president previously rejected calls for his resignation, saying he would not leave the country in the hands of armed gangs and drug traffickers. And again, the hypocrisy. Okay, London. All right, I'm just trying to skim through all this. London. Maybe you get the point. Damn Edomites. I don't care about them. Belfast. I don't care about any of them anyways. Okay, these are all. And it could be some elect among these protesters, but nonetheless, the Lord's not dealing with these people. Okay, Hong Kong. All right, you should know what's been going on around Hong Kong. Read it. This is Moab. There couldn't be a roundup of protests without mentioning Hong Kong. Exactly, where pro-democracy demonstrations have been taking place for the past 4 months. Pro-democracy, Jack. This is Esau. Esau's doing this, okay? Because we're in a time of war. All right, Esau's at war with Moab, okay? It started, like they say, it always starts with these sanctions. Okay, that's declaring war, all right? You're pretty much sieging, okay? Besieging a city, okay? Closing up the walls, okay? And so that none can come in and none can come out, all right? Esau plants things like, agents and things like that in these countries and start up shit like this. Okay, pro-democracy. You don't think Moab knows what's going on? The elites of Moab, these so-called Chinese, they know exactly what's going on. All right, and they got something up their sleeve too. Okay, but again, Esau is doing all this stuff. All right, order out of chaos. This is music to his ears. He loves this, but not knowing this is a sign of his end. Okay, but continue. Where pro-democracy demonstrations have been taking place for the past 4 months. Authorities didn't give permission for this latest march, but organizers say 350,000 people went out anyway, partly fueled by anger over an attack on pro-democracy leader Jimmy SHAM last week, which left him in hospital. Hardcore element of group launched petrol bombs at police station. Although not all of Sunday's demonstrators were violent. The government are now refusing to authorize any peaceful protests. One person told the BBC at the demo, that means anyone who comes out will inherently be breaking the law. Okay, that's martial law. Okay, where you cannot come outside. Okay, curfews. Okay, any type of gathering, is deemed a terrorist threat. Okay, so that's gonna start happening here in America, and Esau is gonna shut the whole city down. Okay, and whole city mean the whole country. Okay, And hey, again, time of war, people are gonna start getting drafted into the military. A lot of shit's gonna start popping off, and it's gonna happen really quickly. All right. Continuing. So that's the tactic that Hong Kong government is using. All right. So here it is. All right. But again, this is beautiful times we're in. Okay. You know, all these things are gonna start rolling. Because why? Because the Lord is showing in the days. Okay. So everything's just gonna start getting compacted. All right. And because the ball's gonna start rolling. Okay. Esau's gonna start, because again, it's time of war. So he's gonna come after the people that have the truth. And who are the people that have the truth on this planet Earth? All right. The prophets, right, the men of the Lord. All right, speaking of Apostle on down. All right, the men y'all see here out on the highways and byways, because they have the whole truth. These people don't have the truth. Okay. All right, and again, Esau is going to come down having great wrath, because he knows that he have but a short time.